Hey guys, how's it going? So I ran across a video that this guy is basically predicting a stock market crash in 2021. And this video was kind of interesting, so I'm going to share it with you guys and make a video out of it, and I'll share my thoughts on it right after the video is over. So let's begin.
Nope, not going to happen in terms of growth. So we're going to see a stock market crash before 2023 is what you're saying.
Yes, between now and late. Now, remember, the stock market's a leading indicator. So I expect the stock market peak right here, I'd say by somewhere between early December and mid-January, we see a peak. And I think more early side. And we see a 2-year crash that really continues the crash that started in February.
So this is not a crash, or if you want to call it a crash, a major sell-off like we saw in March, where that just rebounded right away. This is a structural downtrend in the equities markets.
Yes, it's a reset for the greatest financial asset bubble in history, partially caused by a good economy at first, like the Roaring '20s, but greatly goosed up by central banks artificially, and the fact that, yes, the demographic trends here and in East Asia and in Europe, all the developed countries, continue to get worse, especially in the next 2 to 3 years. So yeah, no easy recovery from this. When the stock market realizes that, yes, I say we have a reset, and then stocks can grow again. Then real estate can grow again. And then the millennials are going to be the biggest beneficiary if we get this debt and bubble out of the way, because it's stymieing investment and productivity.
You say that the stock market is eventually going to realize the economic condition that we're in, but why haven't they realized it yet? Why haven't equities investors, what you're saying about the economy, it's not really news. We know that the economy is in terrible condition. We know that monetary stimulus is has been the primary driver of equities prices. Why haven't people realized that yet? We're still seeing the Dow at 30,000 points.
I am surprised, David, because how long does an economy have to limp? With this level of stimulus in the past, you would have had super growth and inflation, both. And we have neither. It shows how dead the economy is. I think that we're about to see one more crash. It won't be the end game, but it'll be one more crash that takes the stock market to new lows by April, is my forecast. Between now and April, another 40% crash, greater than the S&P down 34, 35. Greater than the 20% crash for that. Ever since 2018 top, which was the first bubbly top, we've seen every crash take us to new lows, but every stimulus rebound take us to new highs. I think we're going to see the high soon, and we're never going to see this high for years. And that the next crash is where investors lose confidence in the Fed and governments endlessly stimulating a dead economy. And then investors withdraw. You got to realize, here's an important fact, David. Globally, 255 trillion in debt, way more than 3 times GDP, way more than ever. But financial assets, because of QE, is twice that, over 500 trillion now. Just that financial asset bubble crashing will take 200 trillion or more out of the global economy, 3 times GDP, and that is enough to cause a depression without anything else.
Harry, are you short right now then?
Yeah, well, no, I'm getting ready to get short. I'm looking at early December as the next. I think the markets are going higher here. I think they got one more rally in them at a minimum. I think that I'm looking at a target of about 3,750 to 3,800 on the S&P, maybe 32,000 on the Dow. And then I think this thing may be over. And again, you have to ask yourself, are you going to go for that last 5% when the next crash within a matter of months could be more than the last flash crash?
I mean, we're looking at possible triggers for this crash. We've been seeing nothing but good news out of the economy for the last couple of weeks. Vaccine, stimulus, data points to recovery, maybe not to the same extent as pre-COVID levels. I just don't see a trigger here. Help me out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be continued disappointing data. Now, I just said Moderna just said something this morning. The head medical director in the stock market totally ignored it. He said, wait a minute, folks, you don't understand. This vaccine is proven to reduce the severity, to make it, if you do get this, it's going to be it may be a nothing burger or less severe. That's what it's proven to do. It is not proven to stop transmission yet. We hope it does, but it's not. What what if you get more announcements like that? I mean, the stock market ignored this morning.
Yeah.
The stock market it quickly ignores bad news and jumps on any good news. The vaccine, up 6-7%. Moderna says this today, totally ignores it and goes up anyway.
Yeah. Haven't we seen that bad news is good news? When we have bad news in the economy, that just encourages the Federal Reserve to stimulate more, right?
Yeah.
Would that be a factor you're considering?
Yeah, but you got to look at the ECB and the Fed lately. They're saying, okay, folks, we have more than done our duty here. Fed just printed 3.4 trillion since the repo crisis. Repo crisis was the first warning sign to me. The banks cannot survive without constant QE. The Feds keep saying, we just needed to get over this 2008 crisis and we'll be okay. 10 years later, they pull back the stimulus just a little bit, 2017, 18, and then the banks go illiquid and need funding from the Fed to keep alive. That shows the banking system's weak. Every time you pull back stimulus, the economy slows. It shows the demographics is weak. We're weak. It's just a matter of I think this is my real theory, David. This COVID thing hit early this year, February, March. I give that a 9 to 12 month lag before you really feel those small businesses and zombie companies. They don't go down overnight. Stocks can go down overnight like they did, but bankruptcies and Chapter 7s and 11s take time. That's what I think. I think by the first quarter, you're going to see more companies going under, and that's going to be the trigger. For no apparent good reason.
For no apparent good reason. What about monetary MMT?
So he thinks that in April there's going to be a ton of bankruptcies. My opinion is the stock market will eventually crash. Is he going to be right and dead on April? Only time will tell. But I think that eventually the stock market will crash. And then Donald Trump's going to go on and he's going to be like, I told you that Biden will cause a stock market crash. I think that's what he's going to say. Exactly what he's going to say when the stock market crashes and when Trump is out of the White House. He's going to be like, told you guys that Biden will cause a stock market crash. But we'll see though. We'll see what happens. This guy could be dead on. He could be right. The stock market could crash. But there's no guarantee. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Anyways, that's it for my video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.